Allah Akbar.
I went after a dream and turned it into a reality.
As an athlete, Nur has always been on the path to be a race car driver. And that's why he keeps himself fit. Like most athletes or sports stars inspired by someone or something, Nur's inspiration comes from his family, his dad to be precise. How did you start racing?
Racing started many years ago. The passion for racing started when I was around 4 or 5 years old. I was living in Germany before I moved to the United States of America. Born in Karachi, of course. My father, who was in the clothing business, used to travel between Hamburg, Germany to exhibitions in France or in Italy, and driving on the German Autobahn, which as everybody knows has no speed limits. That got into my system. I used to stay awake while my brother and my mother fell asleep for the long road trip, and I used to sit in the back of the car, in the back seat in the middle of it, and play his little navigator. That's where the passion began. And another passion began, or the same passion for motorsports also began with watching Formula One on television. It's also me watching NASCAR and the big famous drivers. So my passion for motorsports started that way.
To dream is one thing, but what does it actually take to turn your dream into a reality?
The difference between me and everybody else that has dreamt when they were 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and whatever the age there is now, I made something about it. I went after a dream and turned it into a reality.
So how does that make you feel now?
It makes me feel good as a person that I was very fortunate with Allah's blessing to have these opportunities, to have a great family that supported me. My brother, my father, my mother, they've been there, all their life, through good days, through bad days, on the track and off the track. They've been there for me. Of course, all praise is due to Allah. He's the one that's given me the power or the will to do it, and the blessings and the road to do it. But the credit goes to Him, my family, and then the supporters. I'm not at my goal yet. My goal is to get to NASCAR's top league in this country and to become the first Muslim American, first Asian American to be at that level. And I think we're very close to it.
It might look pretty easy to just get your helmet on, jump into a nice shiny looking race car. But to compete in NASCAR is a whole different ball game. Robert, Nur's mechanic, knows it all too well. So how do you think it's been so far?
Pretty cool. Pretty awesome. I mean, all the races I've been to, and it's a pretty cool thing.
When you started out, did you think that you guys would get so far?
I had heart for it, I knew it was believing, I guess, I knew someday it would help.
I do everything for the crew, anything the crew needs. I help Nur with everything he needs. I guess I'm kind of all-around crew person.
When a race car driver is backed by a diverse team of race car professionals, then how does it affect their relationship with each other? What kind of relationship do you guys have?
Pretty good family relationship. I mean, we get along great.
But what does that relationship mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I mean, I got somebody that I can look up to. I mean, him and his family, we get along real well. They took me as a family, and I accept that. I mean, I have a real good time with them. I mean, with the relationship we have, and because I don't have an older brother, but I look up to him for an older brother, I guess, and his brother, and it's a pretty cool deal.
If we talk about faith affiliations for a second, the fact is that Muslims are standing in the global limelight for reasons known by many. So what makes Nur Ali, an American Muslim race car driver, so different from the rest?
A lot of the Muslims in the US and around the world are trying to address the misperception that people have about Muslims. And they're doing different things. You know, they go out, do peace rallies, or travel to Palestine and try to bridge the gap between Israel and Palestine and so forth. Why do you want to drive cars?
I studied and I got an education. I went to school in Washington, D.C. at the American University and got an international relations degree. I could have gone into politics, studied diplomacy, which I did, and become a diplomat, or done anything for the United States, or vis-a-vis working with Pakistan or any of the Muslim nations that are in our part of the world, or the home part of the world, you know, Middle East and Asia. I could have been part of politics and done my part, little part, whatever I could do as a human being. Why did I go into racing and pursue that? Is because the passion. I love driving. So does everybody else. But there's one thing that I love more. I love competition.
Nur's not alone in his love for competition. All the race car drivers love that. But Nur has not only raced for America, but also for Pakistan. And being an American Muslim, Nur thinks that he's got an added responsibility on his shoulders.
He's got to get this corner here right.
Knowing that I wanted to become a race car driver, I never thought I would be at this stage where I've had an opportunity to race for Pakistan internationally, be a Muslim American racing towards Nascar, racing in the ARCA Remix Series, perhaps stepping into a couple of NASCAR races this year in 2009 as a debut for myself. So none of that was in the plan. The plan was as a little kid to race cars. With all of this in mind, the responsibilities have come on board. Being visible in the public eye as a Muslim American, you know, it makes a difference. Like you said, there's a perception out there, and I think the perception is wrong.
And in representing the American Muslim community, Nur is not alone.
I'm a Muslim. I'm leading the American life. I'm living an American life. America is built with immigrants. Every single person, except for the Native Americans living on this soil, have come from somewhere. I may not be a first or second or third generation that came 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 years ago. My father came almost 30 years ago. This is who we are. You know, my father came with nothing to this country, made something of himself today. He gave me and my brother the opportunities to educate ourselves. My younger brother's an attorney. He's a businessman. He helps me out with my racing career. We as a family are living the American dream, and this is what Americana is all about, you know? And I'm proud to be a Muslim living in this country and representing my ummah.
Allah Akbar. And I'm lucky that the special breed is in my own family. And I've got a thoroughbred racehorse. I'm going to let him race.